Today what we are planning to do is Zahlen.
Zahlen.
That is numbers.
Okay.
Okay. So let's proceed right away. So friends, see, it's not very hard to learn this Zahlen. The only thing is, if you straight away jump upon 555, then you will be, overwhelmed, and you probably will say, "Ki, oh no, it is too tough to understand." But it's not like that. I'm sure that if by the end of this session, you'll be very easily able to pronounce this word 555 in German. So the first thing that you must understand is you have to learn from 1 to 13. 1 to 13, I'll tell you. So let's start one by one. First is eins. Please pronounce.
Eins.
Eins.
Yeah, eins. Second is zwei.
Eins.
Zwei.
Yeah. Then drei.
Drei.
Dry. Dry or dry?
No, drei. D-R-E-I.
Dry. 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 Dry.
Yeah, it's like dry.
Okay.
D-R-Y.
DRY.
Yeah, dry.
Yeah.
Okay. That thing I asked. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Rago.
Just
Whenever
Okay.
E and I comes, usually we can replace with Y, right? That's what I.
Yes, exactly. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rago already learned some Germany words before
Yeah,
coming here or something.
It seems
He is
I know
very,
very
fast.
little
I know. I observed. No.
Raghu's concepts are,
Okay.
I think whoever has taught Raghu, he has taught from the, very basics. That is like, everything has a rule behind it. Raghu knows
Yes.
them very well.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
learning from some app. That's it. So I'm not.
Okay. Whatever it may be, but you are affected on that site also. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Please carry on. Yeah.
Great.
It's good. Yeah.
5 is fünf. Entschuldigung, someone is
Four.
there. it
Four
seems.
you didn't say. Siddharth.
Yeah. 1 minute. Somebody is waiting, it seems. Chetan.
Okay.
Hi,
Hi,
Chetan.
Chetan.
Morgan Chetan.
Hi,
Chetan
Siddharth.
is-
Very good
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
Hi, very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chetan, we just started with Zahlen, that is, counting numbers.
Yeah.
And just to recap, 1 is eins, 2 is zwei, 3 is drei. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll proceed. 4 is fear. Make sure it is not fear, huh? It is fear.
Fear. Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah. Please pronounce everybody this character.
Fear.
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 That's right.
Fear.
Yeah. 5 is fünf. You probably remember yesterday I took up this example of U umlaut. Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
Fünf.
Yeah. Please pronounce fünf.
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 Dr. Kishore, not
Fünf.
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 Yes. I mean,
Okay.
kind
Fünf.
of, additional
Okay.
emphasis on U umlaut.
Fünf.
Right? Then again we are weiter. This is Zex. S-E-C-H-S. Zex.
Six.
Sechs.
Sechs.
Six.
Yes, exactly. This one is Sieben.
Sieben.
Not Jiben.
Sieben. Sieben.
Sieben.
Yes.
Sieben.
Sieben, that's right.
Okay.
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 This is Acht.
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 Yes. Then this one is Neun.
Neun.
Nine.
Neun.
Neun.
Yeah, Neun. Neun, well, this
Rago.
is almost the
Neun.
same. You can call it the same. It's just the same. This one is Zen.
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 Yeah. Now, just a point to note here, friends. Our tooth that is in our mouth is known as Zahn. Okay. So make sure you don't confuse between Zen and Zahn in case if you find it somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zan. Zen. Okay.
Yeah.
Zahn praxis.
Yeah, Zahn praxis or you can say Zhan pasta, that is toothpaste. Yeah. So make sure you don't confuse it. Going ahead, this one is elf.
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 Yes.
Elf.
Then going ahead is Zwolf.
Zwolf.
Yes.
Zolf.
Yeah.
Zolf.
Right. It's Zwolf, not Jolf. Zwolf.
Zwolf.
Yeah.
Zolf. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, better. Now, if we go further now, it will be combination of characters now after
Yeah.
Zolf. For example, this one is Dryzen.
Ryzen.
Region.
Yeah, 3 upon 10, something like that.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go upon that logic also. Now, friends, as I told you yesterday also, this is not Dryzen. Make sure it is not Dryzen. It is Dryzen. Right? It is
Yeah.
pronounced two times.
Dryzen.
You can say a short and a long term. Dryzen.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I told upon Dutzen. This was not
Yeah.
Duzen, na?
Dudgen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So likewise here it is Dryzen.
Drygen.
Yes. Give some extra emphasis on this Z.
Dryzen.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now going upon the logic now. So Dryzen, how it is formed? This is dry and this is Zen. Simple. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now if we go further, all the characters
Mm.
up to 20 will be same. Let's say 15. So this is Funf.
Gen.
Yes. Funf Zen.
Gen.
So here also you see it is Funf and it is Zen. So it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, if I call it up 9 Zen. Right?
9 Gen.
Yeah. 9 Zen. So it will be 9 plus 10.
Yeah.
So I request you to please tell me what should be this.
Setzen.
Zek
Zek
Zen.
Zen.
Genau.
Zexen.
Gen.
Right.
Gen.
Zek Zen. And what should be this one?
Siebensen.
Gen.
Yes.
Gen.
Zebzen. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Gen or Gen?
yeah, that's what I'm coming upon. This one is a small Ausnahme, or you can say exception. 7 is equal to 7 is equal to Sieben. But when you use in some Siebzen or 17 like thing, it is not Siebenzen, it is Siebzen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gen.
So Sieben is missing then. This goes away.
Mm-hmm. Gen.
Yes. So just make sure. I mean, this will be everywhere. I'll tell you in further classes, in further lectures also. This will be kind of an exception everywhere. Okay, we'll proceed it. We'll touch it later on. What about this one then?
Oxen.
Gen.
Yes.
Gen.
Oxen.
Gen. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Gen.
And then 9zen we have already done. Now we proceed upon the 20s, like 20, 30, 40, 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very, very simple. It is simply Zwanzig.
Zwanzig.
Yes.
Zwanzig.
Right? So, well, you will think
Zwanzig.
upon logically it is Zweizig. It is Zwei and this 10 will be Zich. But in this counting, we call it as Zwanzig. Likewise, it will be Dreizig.
Dreißig.
Deutsches.
Yeah, Vierzig.
Vierzig.
Und Fünfzig.
Vierzig.
Fünfzig.
Just remember, und does not come here, right? I mean,
Okay.
I'll tell you. Okay, we'll take it later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, a point to note here is how do we pronounce this word, Zich? It is either Zich Z-I-S-C-H, for example, if you pronounce,
Yes, yes.
or it could be Z-I-G also, zig. Okay, so it depends upon which dialect you're talking about. Some people may be calling, for example, Leipzig. Yeah, Leipzig. Yes.
Leipzig.
Yeah, some people call it as Leipzig. Some people will be calling as Leipzig, or maybe Richtig. Richtig
Yeah.
is correct, right? So both are same. I mean, you can either call it as Leipzig, you can either call it as Leipzig. No difference at all. Okay. Okay. So just make sure that this 20 will be 20, 30 will be 30, 40 will be 40, 50. And likewise, if I ask you what should be this one?
60.
Yes. I request everybody to please pronounce this.
Yeah, sexist.
Judges.
Yeah, 60. Then this one again, this will be
70.
Zipzig.
Gypsies.
Right?
Yeah.
Now make
Gypsies.
sure this is not Zibenzig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gypsies.
Yeah. This is Zipzig. This one is Axzig.
This.
Yeah. Und dann obviously Neunzig. And then the last one is 100. So this one is simple. 100. Okay. I mean,
Different.
yeah.
100.
100.
100.
Yeah, I'll
100.
100. This is 100. Okay, it's very, very simple. So,
100.
till now, any doubts, any questions? Anybody, any doubts?
9.
No.
None.
Okay, great. Okay, so we touched upon 1 to 20 right now. Now let's go ahead with 21 and onwards. So, can somebody tell me what is this in German?
Zweisen.
Zweisen.
No.
Huh?
20.
Zwanzig.
Yes. Just make sure it is 20. And 30 will
Yeah,
be 30.
20.
Right?
Dreiges.
Yes. Now, if I touch upon 21, so in English we call it.
29.
Wait. In English we will call it as 21. That is, it is literally what we see is what we pronounce. 21. Right? But in German, if you call it as, it will be 21. It will be first one and then 20.
Ah.
Yeah? 21. Okay? I'll just repeat once again.
Yeah.
Let's say you see this figure 21. So in English, let's say I make it comparison. English und Deutsch. 21 will be 21. In English it will be 21. Correct?
Yeah.
But in German, it will be first one and then 20. 21.
That was okay.
Yes. Now, friends, the problem you will face is you will have very short time to, calculate this formula. I mean, this is, see, it is ein, und, and this 20 is basically 20. So it is 1 and 20. Right?
Yeah.
But suppose if you are purchasing something from railway counter and all of a sudden she says 68, then you don't have this much time to calculate in your mind what she said. So, only with practice you can learn it, and it will take a lot of time. For me also, it takes some time nowadays also. Yeah. So, this will be let's say I go ahead and ask you for a very simple one, that is 22. Okay. So if in English we call it, it will be 22. That is what we see. Yeah, that is what we see is what we speak in English. But in German, it will be the opposite way. First will be zwei und zwanzig.
20.
Right? I mean, zwanzig comes from 20 and zwei comes from 2. Right? So I ask you to please tell me what should be 23.
Drei und 20. 20.
Yes. 3 und 20. Absolutely right.
23, yeah.
Right? Likewise, we can proceed further.
Yeah.
We can ask 29, let's say. Somebody please tell.
Yeah, 9 und 20.
Yes.
9 und 20. Yeah, 9 und 20.
Yes, 9 und 20. Absolutely right.
20, yeah.
So you see, friends, from 22 to 29, it is absolutely same. Or rather, I'll say 21 to 29. Yeah.
Okay.
You just learn the logic and you can figure out any word straight away. Right? Now, the only thing that you will face, the only problem that you will face is we are going to the numeral first and then going for alphabets. But what if somebody tells you straight away, let's say 25. Somebody asks you like this, right?
Yeah.
So you should be, it will definitely take some time for you to learn it, but just make sure that the first character that you hear will come on the second place and Zwanzig will come before. So it will be like this. 25. Yeah. Because what will happen, if suppose you give a €2 coin to Rewe and she tells that the overall bill is 26 cents. Okay. So 26, the moment you will hear 26. So the moment you will hear, you will be thinking something like 62 or something, because first you hear 6 and the first character that you will put in your brain is 6 then, right? So it will take some time for you to learn it. Yeah. Even for me also, sometimes I make mistakes here because the first word that I hear is, because we are so tuned with English, that let's say if it is 26. So we simply say that 20 will come first and then will come 6. And suppose the same logic if we apply here, it will be something like 26, so 6 plus 20. Well, this will be the same, of course, but again there is a lot of confusion that comes into picture, right? So make sure that you capture the word, you capture the numeral the moment you hear the word. I mean, you have to do a lot of practice, and we will be running many practice sessions later on in our classes. So there you will get to get used to these scenarios. Okay. Any confusion? Any doubts?
No.
All right. In case if you have any, you can break me anytime. Because it's always better to remove the doubt the moment you encounter it. Okay. So we'll proceed now. We have done up to 30. Please tell me what should be the 30 of German.
Dreijis, no?
Yeah, absolutely right. That's absolutely perfect. Now, if we go ahead, it will be 31, let's say. So the same
Ein
logic.
und drei ist.
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay.
The same logic applies for all other words. Ein und drei sich. Right? And then 39 will be the same. Can somebody attempt it?
9 und 30.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Sid, for 1, it is ein or eins.
You know, if somebody only say one, he will be saying only eins.
Yeah.
And if it comes as a combination, let's say
Then ein.
31, then we call it as ein und dreißig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ein und vierzig.
Yes. So if it is alone, it will be eins. If it comes in connection with some other characters, then it will be ein. Well, by the way, it would hardly make any difference. Suppose if I have an IP address 10.1.3.124. So if I say Zen ein or eins, it will be almost the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because we are learning the daily German now, so we are not focusing much upon the nitty-gritties or the the grammatical aspects.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So proceeding. Likewise, we can formulate any number, up to let's say 46. So it will be
46.
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay.
46. And 56.
6 und 50.
Yes, absolutely right. Now, there is a big reason why I chose these two numbers, because this fünf und vier, they will, if you make any, mistake while pronouncing, the other person may get confused what you have said. And why I'm saying so, because in my first interview, I asked for this salary, and the lady got confused and she thought that I have asked for this salary. And I said, man, I have 15 years of work experience. Do you expect that I should earn this much salary? So let's focus upon these two words. So, there is one called 40. And here is 50. Right. Now, if we pronounce it in a very fast way, they call it as 50. Not 40, 50.
50.
Yes, 50. I mean, it pronounced like Fidzig, Fizzig, Fidzig, something like this. And if you say 50, it should be clearly mentioned 50. Right. Now, over phone, when I talked to that lady, I clearly said 50, but maybe like I spoke in a very fast way and I called 50. Yeah. And she understood 50. Right. So, yeah, I mean, this is entirely a different story, but afterwards, I always, whenever I did any interviews, I wrote it on a mail that this is what my expected salary is, instead of speaking over phone. Yeah. So anyways, that's money matters. But here is a pitfall that there can some error can come in while communicating with somebody. Right. Going ahead, let's talk about 60s now. So this is 60. Yeah, right. And going ahead, if we say 61, that will be
Ein und 60.
Yes, ein und 60. ZIG. All right. And likewise, if I say this, so I request everybody to
New
please tell.
Neonundu Jagdix.
Yes. Others,
Nine
please.
success.
Nine und?
Success.
Jagdis. Yeah.
Yes.
9 on Jagdish.
Absolutely
Mhm.
right. Great. And now we are coming upon this one. This is kind of a small exception. This is zibzish.
Jibjis.
Yeah. No, Kishore. Not jibzish. It is zipzish. Yeah. Zipzish.
Zipjis.
Yes.
Zipjis.
Zipzish. Right.
Okay.
And make sure it is not zibenzish.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure it is not zibenzish. Although it is ziben, but when we pronounce 70, it will be zibzish. So likewise, if we go for this one, I request everybody to please pronounce this one. What should it be?
Ainund Jibjis.
Yes.
Yeah,
Others-
9 on Jagdish.
Yes.
I know Zipsig.
Yeah, absolutely right. I know zibzig. And likewise, the story continues, and this will be
Neonundu Jibjis.
absolutely right.
Neonundu Jibjis.
Yeah. Neun und siebzig. Great. So we are done with it. I mean, that was the only exception that was there. So let's do some examples. 86, 59, 37, 21. We'll do it verbally. So what should this be? Please tell me.
Sex und Action. Aksik.
Akzish.
Jaksundu Abjes. Abjes.
Yes.
Mhm.
I heard only two voices.
Oh, sorry. 6 und Jagdish.
Mhm.
Absolutely right. Now, what about this? 59?
Nine und Fumsig.
Yeah. 9 und 50. Others, please.
9 und 50.
Yeah. Dr. Kishore?
59.
Yes.
Mhm. Ainundu Funjis.
Yes. 9 und 50.
9 Funjis.
50 nicht. Not 50. 50.
Okay. Funjis.
No. 50.
Funjis. Okay.
Yes.
Funjis.
Yes.
Okay.
9 und 50.
9 Funjis.
Yes, absolutely right. See, once you capture it right now, it is not that hard to pronounce. So just, you have to get into the tune. What about this?
7 und 30.
Yes. Others, please.
Zeb und Dreisig.
Yes. Dr. Kishore?
7 Praises.
Yes, absolutely right. And the last one.
1 und 20.
Yes,
Ein und 20.
9 Johnjis.
absolutely right. Yeah,
9 Janis.
correct. So, up to now, we are done with 99 also. You can easily frame this also. Just try.
99.
Absolutely right.
9 and 9.
9 und 90.
9 Jeeps.
Yes. Perfect. So you see, friends, in 30 minutes, we are at 10:32 time. In 30 minutes only, we are able to do it up to 99. Yeah. So it's you only have to do a meticulous approach, and it's not that hard. Going ahead, as I said, this one is 100. Right? Now, if I were to speak 101, it will be ein und 100, genau.
Maybe 100.
No, both can be
100.
done.
Actually, 100 will be 100.
100 to 100.
Yes. Ein und 100 is 1 and 100. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Ein Hundu 100.
Yeah. 100,
Okay.
100 is ein 100. If we go for this one, let's say 102. So it will be zwei.
Zwei.
Zwei
Zwei
Hundu
Zwei
100.
Yes. Everybody please speak out.
Zwei und
Ein
100.
Zwei Hundu 100.
Yes. Zwei und 100.
100.
Yeah. Or you can say
Yeah,
zwei
100.
und 100 if you want to make it more complex.
Yeah.
Although that's not
This
advisable.
is
Yeah. Zwei und 100.
uh-huh.
Now,
Jain
usually we
Hundu
will never say 100, right? It is always
Yes.
100.
That's
So,
why I said
100.
it's not advisable.
Yeah.
And going ahead,
Jain
103.
100.
Drei und 100.
dry. Yeah, dry.
Drei Hundu 100.
Yes.
100.
Drei und 100.
Drei Hundu 100.
Yeah, make sure
Drei und 100.
und is definitely there. If you omit this und, it will be drei 100.
Yeah.
That will be catastrophe.
Yeah, instead of 103, it will be 300.
Yeah, it will be 300 straight away. Yeah. So, likewise, if I ask you to tell what is this, then
Drei und 200.
yes,
Dry und 200.
drei und 200.
100.
Drei Hundu. Drei Hundu 100.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Drei und 200.
200.
Yeah. Drei und 200. Yeah.
Yes. So you have to
Yeah.
just capture the logic behind it. It's very easy. 209.
9 und 200.
Yes. Others
Neun
also
Hundu
please.
200.
9 und 200.
Absolutely right. Right. A little step ahead. If I ask you to do this, 218.
Yeah.
Achsen und 200.
Yes. This is
Huh?
Achsen. We can call it straight away Achsen und 300 und 200. I'll go ahead. Wait a minute. I'll explain it. CHT Achsen und 200.
200.
Right. This is
Okay.
this is just the same. Here we
Okay. Arjan und Joy 100. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is one more way which is exactly the same is 200 Achsen. That is just the same. 200 Achsen.
So it's only after 209, right?
Actually, here also you can say it as 209.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even 200 dry can be done.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we can, we can just follow English style. That
Yeah. But that
English
is
type.
not,
Yeah.
that is transliteration, you can say. That
Yeah,
if you see in Google now, it will be something doing like this only.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But in the typical German way, it is not advisable. It is always better to say it the German way. 9 und 200. Yeah.
Let's follow that one.
Yeah, that's always better. That's why I did not take up the other way around. So,
Arjan und Joy 100 is not correct way.
no, this is
spell?
absolutely right.
Okay.
This
This
is the
way,
right way.
second one is not good.
Yes, second one is okay, but that is a transliteration.
Oh, you'll confuse. Yeah.
Yeah. So better
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
remove it, otherwise you'll get confused.
Yeah, Bhavan. Yeah. That is better.
Yeah. Oh, so much good. Achsen und yeah,
Arjan und Joy
200, right? Just a minute. Oh, Amia is there. Amia, welcome.
Thanks, Sid, and apologies for delay. My head
No
is
problem,
not
but
good.
you already did this class, so you did
Yeah.
not lose anything. No issues. Amia, I think in our previous class we talked about up to 100 counting only, right?
Okay, yeah.
So here we are going a little ahead of it. I'll give us brief view of it. 100 is called as 100, right? And 101, if we were to speak out, it will be ein und 100.
Ein und
Ein und 100, or you can say ein und 100. I mean, yeah, to be
Ein und 100.
easy way, right?
Ein und 100.
So Amiya, just make sure that 101, this one will be pronounced first, ein, and then 100 will come later on.
So same logic as ein und 20.
Yes, exactly. Ein und 20, as you rightly said, this 21, one will come first, ein und 20. Exactly the same logic applies here also.
Yeah, thank you.
Just I'll give a few more examples. Let's say if we were to speak 234.
Vier und no, yeah, 34.
Before you make any guesses, here we have to go by transliteration in such cases. Otherwise, it will be too complex. So here we can simply say 200, 34.
Otherwise, we'll have two und.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I confused.
Yeah, that's why. Before you started getting confused, that's why I answered it. So here we should not make it too complex. Simple. 200, 34. So you can say this one comes first, this comes second, and this one comes third. I'll give you a few more examples. 268. So I'll give before you make any guesses, I'll tell you this 100 will come first.
Yeah.
200. Yeah.
Acht und.
Yes, exactly. Acht
Und.
68.
Yes. Zig. Now a typical EP address looks like this.
EP, yes.
So here in this case, we will say, let's say if I were to do this one only. So here 200 will come first. Sechs.
50.
Und 50.
Yeah, 50.
Yes, absolutely
Punkt.
correct.
Punkt.
I mean, this will repeat again and again.
Yeah.
So make sure, friends, if you were to speak 218, it is always better to simply say
Action und 200.
yeah.
200.
No. 200 Achsen. It will be easier.
Yeah, but here I think even we can say Achsen und 200.
Yes,
right? So
that
in
is
this case,
that
but,
is the
yeah,
German way. That is the better way actually.
yeah, correct.
That's what we discussed previously as well.
Yeah, correct.
So it will be Achsen und 200.
I think till till 20,
Yeah.
wherever we are not using und, then we can use first as it's like what do you call the last two letter, right? 2 digit. If ever und comes, then we can have a literal translation.
You are 100% correct. See, if we come upon 21, here comes und, as you rightly said, and if we were to speak 221, so it will be very complex then. Yeah. So it is always better that you speak out 221, right? 221.
20, yeah.
This comes first, this comes second, and this comes third. Right? We'll take few more examples. It is a little confusing. 443.
Ah.
So, what do you think, guys?
314.
Yes. 403. Absolutely right. 400.
Dry on
314.
Fearson.
I request everybody to please pronounce this completely.
400 dry on Fearges.
Fearzen.
Feargent.
Yes. Chetan, Raghu, Amia.
400 312.
314.
Sorry, 312.
Yes.
400 dry on Fearson.
Yes.
Feargent.
Raghu missed out?
Yeah, I just
You said. Amia missed out then.
Yep. 400 dries und dreises.
No. First of all, it is 100.
100.
Yeah. 400.
100.
400.
400 dries und dreisen.
100 or 100?
Dreisen.
400.
100.
that's
100.
Fearson.
100. Okay.
100. Right, okay.
Yeah, this is the right spelling.
Mhm.
It's you. It's you. Fear Zen. This is not Zish, huh? Make sure. Dry on fear. Oh, yeah, fear Zish. So, sorry. I made a mistake here. Fear 100, dry on fear Zish. Now, Amia, I just pointed out, if you pronounce 50 and you pronounce 40, it will, it is quite similar. It is Fünfzig and this is Vierzig. But if you talk to any German who speaks quite fast, he will speak it as Fitzig, not Vierzig. He'll call it as Fitzig. It will sound like this, Fitzig, Fizzig. Okay? So make sure that you don't confuse with Fünfzig.
Okay.
Yeah? So if I were to ask you, let's say 446. So logically, if you go first
400
yeah,
6 und
yes,
40.
46, absolutely.
40.
I request everybody to please speak out.
400 46.
Yes, Dr. Kishore.
400 Jets und Judges. 400 Jag und Judges.
No, not Zegzish.
No. Fearges.
Yes, 406 und 40. Right?
400 Jags und Judges. Fearges. Yeah.
Yeah. So now talking about the logo or DP of our group. Five. So how do we go ahead then?
Fum.
Few.
Just for hint, you can see the logo DP of our group again.
500.
Wait. Let me write down. You're on the right track. 500.
100
Und Zing. 50, sorry.
Und
50.
yes, see. So do you think we should pack up like the person who in a DP who is packing up his mats and getting back to home? It is not that hard, it is a little tricky, but you can easily spell out, na? I request everybody to please speak out one by one.
Yeah. 500
Yeah.
5 und 50.
Absolutely. 50.
Fünfhundert.
Yes, right.
500, 550.
Yes. Dr. Kishore.
500, 500.
Absolutely right. See, do you find the difference? It is not that hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I mean it goes by logic only. So you need not worry
Mhm.
about anything. Likewise, suppose if I ask you for this, so what it should be?
600. 600.
Wait.
60.
Hmm.
600,
Yeah.
600.
600, 660.
Absolutely right. Everybody, please speak out.
600, 660.
Absolutely right.
600, 660. Zip 6.
No. It is not Zix, huh? It is Zex.
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 Because Zix,
Okay.
Zix will probably conflict with Zeben then.
Okay. So 600,
No. Zex 100.
Zex.
Yes,
600, 660.
absolutely right. Zexish.
Yes. This.
Yes,
600, 660.
absolutely right. Okay, so it is not that hard. Now, the last thing that I wanted to take up is you may be required many times to pronounce your date of birth. So they may ask, suppose if your date of birth is December 1980. Okay, so here you can straight away say Zolf December and you need not tell 1900 Axish. This much is not required. You can simply say Axish. Okay. So whichever year you are born in, please note it and remember it. Let's say if you are born in 75. So you straight away learn this word because you will be many times you will be required to speak out. Fünfund zipzish. If you are born in 90, for example, so simply 90. Right? If your birthday is 2nd April 90, so can somebody tell what should he say?
Zwei, April 90.
Yes, that's all. Don't include 1980, 9090. 1990 is not required. Okay. So
1981.
yeah, even if your birth is 1981, 1981, still you only require to speak out 81. Einund Agzish.
Mhm.
Okay, this much is not required.
Even if it is 2002, then also 2 is enough. Because
Actually,
nobody-
if it is 2002 now, you can straight away say 2000 Zwei. Okay. Speaking 2000 is very easy as compared to speaking 1900.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is better because otherwise they'll get confused.
Then usually, I mean, the logic would be nobody will live more than 100 years. So in that whatever you say, and it will be like this century.
Yes, you are right. Absolutely right. Well, you can always say, but it will be looking very odd, if I were born on 2nd April 2002, I'll say 2nd April 2. I mean, Zweite April Zwei. I don't know if I've never had any experience with such situation, but I think it will be better to speak out 2000 Zwei. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the homework will be whatever mobile number you have, you should be able to speak out. Whatever. Okay. So to start with, you will either say plus 49. Otherwise, if you are talking within Germany, you normally don't speak out this ISD code. You straight away start with null. Okay.
Nulf.
Yeah.
Nulf.
Null, not null, null.
Before you did not say about 0.
0.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
No,
actually,
please, no.
we invented, right?
Yeah, I forgot to. Yeah.
Please, null.
Yeah. 0 is null. Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay.
So now the homework for you guys is just remember or practice 10 times, at least 10 times, because even today I make mistake. I have two mobile numbers and I always get confused while speaking out. So whatever your mobile number is, let's say 15903, something like that, 0812. So rapidly, instantly you should be able to say eins, fünf, neun, null, drei, null, acht, eins, zwei. Right? So just practice this week speaking out your date of birth and your mobile number. That's most important. Right? In addition to this, your Straße number. For example, 43 Berliner Straße. So you should be able to speak out 43 Berliner Straße, Postleitzahl. PLZ is pin code 50825, for example. So in this case, make sure, friends, you don't speak out 50,825. If you are speaking out your pin number, your Postleitzahl, you should not speak out like this. You should speak out 50825. Okay? Okay, so homework, I'll just write down. You should be able to tell your mobile number. Okay, then your address, then your date of birth. And the previous homework that we gave was your country and place of birth.
And even name.
Of course, name is most important, and email ID. I'll write down name is most important, obviously. And email ID also. Okay. So with this we end our class, and the next Saturday when we'll meet, I request you all to please prepare this stuff, and we will have a short discussion upon this, because this is something that at any point of time you'll be confronted with this stuff. And suppose if you are talking to Finanzamt or Rathaus or any other official, they will be asking you this stuff, and you should be able to buchstabieren. That is, word by character, you should be able to speak them out. Okay? So, should we end, guys? Any doubts, any questions? Anybody has anything to speak out?
Yeah, Siddharth, I have one actually. I was, I'm not sure about it, but when I was just talking to some of my colleagues, they given me some rules actually. I would like to express it. I think that may be helpful to all of us.
Please.
Whenever we have maybe Zwei, that is ZWEIV, right?
Yeah.
So whenever the Z, the Z will followed by W, then we should say it as S. We are supposed to say this as Zwei.
Zwei, okay.
Yeah, and whenever we have, for example, Zeit, Z-E-I-T. Now the Z will follow by E, maybe any noun, A-E-I-O-U. So then that should be spelled as S-E-I-T. It's not Zeit anymore.
Okay.
Then there's one more word called Sight, S-E-I-T. That's meaning is since.
Yeah.
So this should be pronounced as Zeit.
Z-E-I-T, like this.
Yeah. Because when this is Zwei, that is not Zwei anymore. That is Y.
You're right.
Then sex, even sex also, we write it as S-E-C-H, but we are supposed to say this as Zex.
Zex, right.
This is the rule.
Great. You that's really important for us to know. Okay. Can you just repeat once again here, because even I could not remember everything. Please.
Yeah, like any word, for example,
Yeah.
especially S and Z, will
Yeah.
be followed by vowel,
Uh-huh.
A-E-I-O-U.
Hmm.
So then we used to pronounce as S.
Okay. It will be like S.
Yes, yeah. So any S followed by vowel
Hmm.
should be
Okay.
pronounced as
Mhm.
Z.
Ah, is it so?
Yeah, because I mean, it happened once with me.
Okay.
I just told him Zeit. I mean, I'm since 2 years something I wanted to say.
Hmm.
I said Zeit 2 years.
Hmm.
Zeit means it has time actually. I said
Yeah, you're
time 2
right.
years. So then he corrected me. This is the rule.
Great. Thank you so much, yeah. But that was very informative. I never knew that. And probably all the time I was also making mistake in this area then.
Yeah, even Schwein also we say, but that is Schwein. It's written SW, but yeah, we used to say that as Schwein.
I see. All right. We'll take care. It's definitely a very important piece of knowledge for everybody amongst us.
Yeah, you are
All right. Okay. So thank you guys. And with this, we end our session. And I wish you a very prosperous week start tomorrow.